Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Brandy. I am the owner and creator of Boundless Treasures Boutique, and today I'm going to show you how to create this glow in the dark alcohol ink tumbler. I absolutely love how this turned out. I wanted to keep it so bad, but decided to go ahead and list it. So if you are interested in purchasing this particular tumbler, it will be listed, or you can snag it in my crafters group on Facebook. So if you haven't joined that, jump on over because they get the first dibs on everything. But with that, I hope you guys like and enjoy this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So, jumping right in, we are going to be using a 20-ounce camper mug from Craft Haven. I'm going to do my normal sanding routine on this mug. That way we can get it nice and ready to go. I personally like using my hand sander, but a piece of sandpaper or a block sander works just as well. I just find that this helps me cut down on some additional time. Um, but it is definitely not necessary. You don't need to use a big old hand sander. I do because my husband had an extra one, so it worked out. Once we get that all nice and sanded, it is ready for us to prep with our spray paint. So we're going to go ahead and take it and wash it with Dawn dish soap and some water and make sure that it is good and dry. You can also use paper towel and 91% alcohol. That will also do the trick too. Oh, before we do that, I do get my 60 grit sanding block to get the handle really good. Sorry, I missed that, friends. But this block worked out perfect for fitting just right in that little space for that handle. So it was like a win-win situation for me. But once we've got that all squared away, we are ready to prep this bad boy. So once I had all that done, I spray painted it white with Rust-Oleum 2 times, let it dry for about 20 minutes, and then I came in and we are ready to glitter. I'm using Crystal glitter glue. It is my absolute fave. I use it anytime I'm using glitter glue or not using the epoxy method to glitter my tumblers. I'm not sure why I didn't use the epoxy method for this. Probably because I didn't want to mix up and waste a bunch. So I just utilized my glitter glue. And to get it on, I love using a nice fluffy makeup brush. If you guys have watched some of my other videos, you know that that is my go-to. Then for our glow glitter, I am using KCC's glow glitter. I believe this one it's called Bluebird, and it glows so beautifully. And I thought it would be perfect for the mountain that I was going to be creating. Here's a little sneak peek right after I glittered it. It didn't spend much time in the sun or UV light, so that's why it doesn't look so vibrant, but you'll see it in full effect here in a little bit. I did seal my glitter with Rust-Oleum's clear and made sure that that was nice and dry. And then we were ready for our first coat of epoxy. So I do have 30 mLs here. You'll see that I start with the handle and I get that really well, and then I go into my regular epoxy application, just making sure that I've got good even coverage all over my tumbler. And then once I have that on my bottom and all over my cup, I'm going to go in with my blowtorch, and we're just going to make sure that we are popping any micro bubbles that we may or may not be able to see. And we're going to let this cure for the full cure time, which for my Illuminate clear cast, that takes roughly about 6 to 8 hours. So while we are waiting, I use this time to upload my images. Now, I had already found these on Creative Fabrica and downloaded them. If you guys have not used Creative Fabrica, I highly, highly recommend it. I'll go ahead and put my affiliate link here, which lets you get your first month for $1 and then for $9.99 a month afterwards. I bought the whole annual one, which was far more cost effective. So highly recommend it, but I'll make sure that I post that all below. So once I had all my images, I actually did an offset for my I Sleep Better Under the Stars, and then I did my mountain. Now, what we're going to do here is we're using these ones as our stencils. So we want the image to be fully like we don't want it to cut like normal. Like I just want it to outline this image, not cut where all the blank spaces or negative space is. So for the mountain, the way that I achieved that was I went to contour and I contoured all of that out. So that way, when it's stenciled the way I wanted. And then I just used the same measurements and offsets um, to do the actual decals themselves. And then I just sized them the same way. I ended up using 3 for the I Sleep Better Under the Stars portion. So I did an offset and then I did an offset of the offset, if that makes sense. But I absolutely loved how it ended up turning out. It did take a bit more time to do it this way, but it was totally, totally worth it in the long run. Now, once we get this all squared away, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into our cut. I did select stencil vinyl. Because I have the blue stencil vinyl. I forget where I got it from. I think I got it on Amazon. Anyways, I will look and I will make sure that I find that. And then for the actual decals themselves, you'll see here I am cutting the holographic vinyl because that's what I am using. And then we're just going to load everything up and get it all cut and ready to apply onto our cup. Now, once we have everything cut, here we are. I've already done the stencils and applied them. I am so sorry. I did not record that. I was really, really excited about this entire cup and using glow glitter that I forgot a whole bunch of steps. But for that part, you are simply going to, same as we're doing right here, you're going to weed your stencil vinyl and then you are going to use your alcohol inks and just dab whatever colors you want all over the entire mug. I chose to use the alcohol inks from Jim's Crafted Gems. I used her black, her dark blue, purple, magenta, and Batty Blood, which is like a hot pink. That's the very last one that I used because that complemented the colors in my decal. Now here you'll see I'm applying my vinyl and I am cutting it where I need to. That way I can get it to lay flat. Black is pretty forgiving, so I wasn't too worried about the wrinkles and whatnot. Those I were able to just pop and slice. Once I got the epoxy on, you really couldn't tell at all. From there, I went in and I started adding my decals. You guys, these turned out super fun, but what I would recommend, you'll see that I kept the pink one, because I noticed that one portion of that decal was actually on. Um, it didn't weed, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose that, and I had that. And then from there, we just went ahead and we started layering our decal. Um, Again, there were huge chunks of this video that I just spaced recording because I was so excited to get it finished and completed, and just wanted to really see how it with the glow glitter. So here you'll see I'm just layering on my purple and pink decal. And once I get all of this on, you guys will see I go in with 2 more final coats of epoxy, and this beauty was done. Blooper! I jumped the gun. Before I added my final coats, I went in and I cleaned up the rim. I did record this for whatever reason. Typically, I do not, but I wanted to show you guys how I get my rims nice and clean. I just use a sharp crafting knife and go around the edges, being very mindful not to hurt myself. And then I use my flap wheel on my Dremel and just start to establish that fine line of stainless steel. That way our epoxy has something to adhere to that's not the top of the cup, because that is a more vulnerable space on the actual cup itself. I then will go in and you will see that I am sanding all around the top again, and then all around the mug itself. And that's just to make sure that there aren't any pokey bits or anything like that that may be impacting it from being as smooth as it possibly can be. But once I got that done, I went into my final coat of epoxy, and I start with my handle, make sure I get that really good, and then I do my normal application for my epoxy, and I pop all the bubbles using my torch. And you guys, that is literally it for real this time. Oh my, oh, it's been a week, I tell you what. But I absolutely love how this one turned out. Like I said, it is available for sale on my Etsy shop. Or if you are part of my Boundless VIP group, you can snag this bad boy there as well. But I will tell you, it was so much so much fun using those glow glitters. I definitely am excited because I will be using them for Halloween for sure. I've got so many ideas. I can't wait to show you guys. But here's what she looks like all finished. Holy moly. Yeah, even looking at this now, it's still really hard for me to not want to keep this mug. It's just so beautiful. and I am obsessed with how it glows. But with that, friends, I hope you guys really, really liked and enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, as always, please leave them in the comments below. If not, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you again so much for all your love and support. And I'll see you next week. Bye now.